suppose this is something that Nick and I talked about straight after high school. It's something that we wanted to do to get us and our mates all involved in something like this. And I went overseas, came back after 8 months abroad and had all this time and nothing to do, no work, no uni, no prospects. And Nick mentioned it one morning and I said, if we don't do it now, we're never going to do it. So we walked into a massive laundromat services company and there's people in serious suits in a serious office and told them our dream that we want to build a free mobile laundry service for the homeless, and we sort of invited them to participate in our journey and really, I suppose they believed in us and said yes, and 45 minutes later we're downstairs picking out machines that we're going to take and put in the back of this old van and drive around and wash and dry clothes for free. So
a lot of people said, machines will never work in a van. Machines are meant to be bolted to the floor, and in laundromats, not meant to be in four wheels. But what we've found is being in four wheels, we're able to be responsive. So, what we can do is always make sure our service is being as best value as it can be. Our service can be operating 24/7, but it can be anywhere at any time, and that's where our service will have the biggest impact. And it's pretty crazy to believe, like a really simple thing that most of us take for granted, like having fresh, clean clothes, can have such a significant impact on our lives through the simple thing of washing and drying clothes. We're able to restore respect, we're able to raise health standards and also reduce the strain on resources. And they're pretty complex things to get around, but they're all done through a washing machine. We talk about our service being a catalyst for conversation, and really far from the washing and drying of the clothes is an opportunity to have a chat.
We definitely say that the most important things that all our vans carry are the 6 orange chairs, not the washing machines and dryers. And just the feedback that we started receiving about our volunteers, being happy, being sprightly, and really pushing for those conversations was something that a lot of, I think, communities in Brisbane hadn't experienced, and it was, I think, when we started realising that we were onto something a bit special here with this time that we had.
Really what we want to see is how we can use that time that we now have, that privilege of having an hour to sit down and have a chat, how can we value add to that time? And that's where we really sort of encourage people to get in touch with us. That's where we see our service growing to now, is training and employment opportunities. So what we want to see is we want to see our service in 2, 3, 10 years time actually training and employing people that used to use our service. And we really feel like in the future that's where our service will have the biggest impact, is far from the washing and drying the clothes. It's the training and employment opportunities, but it's almost the opportunity to feel connected in with anything. Something that Lucas and I are really passionate about is innovation, and what we've found is a really creative way to engage people in a volunteering sense, but also in a tangible sense with washing and drying clothes.
We're actually currently developing an app to look after our volunteers out in the field, and also developing new technologies to help ease of use with the vans, because they're quite a technical vehicle. So the app actually controls everything within the van. So we've got 2 different pumps, one for the wastewater and one for the clean water, and the app controls that. The app also controls the lights and also the washing machines. So little things like that, if it was left up to manual control, is actually a little bit confusing. So this way, we can just say, are you running on a tank? And they can hit one button, turns on the pumps and switches the valves.
15 months looking back on what we've achieved, a lot of key people and a lot of key decisions have really been our luck in what we've achieved, and that's something that we can really encourage, is that we're not superheroes, we're just 2 normal blokes from Brisbane, but what we've been able to do is empower communities to help us, and every day I feel really lucky that people want to help us, and through their support we can grow, but also into the future if we can continue to encourage people to help Orange Sky Laundry, but even just help Queenslanders. Queensland's going to be a better place, and I feel really privileged to be a part of that and be a Queenslander myself.